What's up, Gators, and welcome back to another year of Swamp Talk.
As the new year kicks off, we hope that you'll follow along with the Swamp Talk crew as we host a show every Wednesday and Friday to keep you guys informed on what's going on.
Now, let's get into it.
Juniors and seniors, if you've already started thinking about college, LOHS has a perfect opportunity for you.
On Tuesday, September 13th from 12 to 1:30 p.m., we will be hosting a college fair in the gym.
Students must register in advance and receive a pass in order to attend.
LOLHS would like to remind students that even though this event will take place during the school day, all students are responsible for any work that they miss.
Anyone who is interested in joining the youth leadership of Pasco, they are now accepting applications from all 10th and 11th graders, and the last day to apply is August 31st. Don't miss it.
Gators, administration wants students to know that driving to school is considered a privilege. Students that have a valid driver's license may petition the school to park on campus.
Only those that have been approved through the application process may park in the assigned designated student lots.
Gators, next Tuesday is your final chance to sign up for a trip to Italy in June of 2023. And it will also be your first chance to sign up for Costa Rica and Panama in June of 2024. Please see the remind codes on the screen for more details, or you can contact Miss Koss, who's in room 315.
Many sports have started up around the school, one of them being cross country. The LOHS cross country team's first meet will be this Friday at Babe Zahara's. And this Thursday, there's a golf match against Pasco at Plantation Palms at 3:30.
The swim team will take on the Pasco High Pirates tonight at 6 p.m. at Lake Jovita Golf and Country Club Pool. Please come and support your Gators. And this Friday is our first home football game. We will be playing River Ridge and kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. with the theme being Blackout. Please come out and support your Gators by wearing all black.
Speaking of football, Daniel and Jeremiah interviewed the new coach. Let's go to them.
I'm Daniel. And I'm Jeremiah. Today we interviewed Coach Goodspeed, former NFL player and current coach of the Land O'Lakes Gators football team. Let's see what you have to say.
Well, I chose the coach here at Land O'Lakes because this is my community. I live just up the street, and my kids will be going to this school, and I want to be able to give back my experience that I had in the NFL to my community and really affect what we're doing. I expect a great Friday night game. I think our fans will come out and support us, hopefully, and we'll pack the stands, and our boys will give a great effort on the field, and we'll just be welcoming back Friday night football. Oh, I had a great time in the NFL. It was fun. I miss it every day. I fell in love with this area when I was playing for the Bucks, so the Bucks feel like home to me. So when I get to go back to the games and do alumni stuff, it's always like a homecoming. So that's why I've settled here in the greater Tampa area, and it was a great experience, and I wish every day I could go back and get one more snap.
Welcome to the school, Coach. There are several other sports that are also starting up soon. For any girls interested in playing basketball, there will be a brief meeting after school today in classroom 903 about the upcoming season.
Additionally, wrestling will be holding open mats in the gym on Mondays and Wednesdays from 2 to 3:30.
Gators, do you have something that you are really passionate about outside of school? Well, check out this video from a group of dedicated students here at Land O'Lakes about their Sustainable Development Awareness campaign.
Hi Gators, my name is Lily Zhu and I'm a senior. I am here today to bring awareness to a major event happening less than 10 minutes away from our school and what you can do. The proposed rezoning for the region by the intersection of Hill Road and Collard Parkway from agricultural to high-density residential for development of approximately 199 homes will be a county decision starting next week. This project will not only be near a school, but also next to a 10-acre natural lake that's been part of Florida history since the 1800s. As development in our community continues at a rapid rate, there have been numerous environmental concerns on how it may detrimentally impact the ecology and wildlife around the proposed development's area.
For example, concerns include the several threatened and endangered species
and deterioration of our wetlands, which are crucial for flood protection,
and impact to the Cypress Creek watershed, Tampa Bay's water source, which is connected to the Rosebud Continuum.
It's important that we as students continue to consider and research our impact and our role in our community.
It's always so inspiring to see students stand up for what they believe in.
Not only have we entered a new school year, but we've also met a ton of new faces. We heard from a couple of freshmen on what they think of this year so far.
Good, because it's just a bigger middle school so far.
It's pretty good. I think it's a pretty nice school. It's definitely like newer than my old school. My old school was like kind of dirty, but the school is like nice. And most of my teachers I think all my teachers are pretty good. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good so far.
I have some high expectations. I'm looking forward to some of my future electives and stuff like that. I mean, all the classes are good so far. Really, dislikes probably just how early I have to get here in the morning, and it's like the majority of it is good overall.
I really like that I get to leave early. Like I get to the school ends at 1:35, so I get to be home at basically 2 to just have like the rest of the day to do what I want.
Okay, that's a good start. And since we're at the beginning of the year, James put together some helpful study tips to get everyone through this school year.
What's good, Gators? It's James, and I'm here in our awesome library to give you 5 prodigious study habits. Let's start off boldly. Silence is not always optimal. Sometimes the silence of a library is not the way to go for studying. Some might find it better to listen to soft music in the background, such as jazz or classical. Some might find music more or equally distracting, but my point is that silence may not be optimal for you. Study tip number 2 is reading your notes repeatedly will not help you absorb the knowledge. Rather, actively engaging with it will help you understand it better. This can be like making flashcards related to the subject and/or giving a private lecture to yourself. Saying your information out loud in your own words will help you to understand it and take the information in better. If repetition is your thing, then study tip number 3 is for you. It takes 66 times for something to become a habit. While repeating your entire notes 66 times seems very impractical, study tip may be for you. Tip number 4. Work your problems out rather than just reading the text. Working your problems out will help you better understand what you are learning, and in return, make it easier for you to understand and remember when studying. And tip number 5, avoid multitasking. Multitasking negatively affects your learning and makes the information harder to understand. Multitasking actually hurts you in the long run, as you end up having to repeat your studying so you can actually fully understand it. And that takes way more time than just doing it right the first time. That's all I have for you today, Gators. Stay classy, Lando, and back to our anchors.
Speaking of studying, we would like to remind all students that tomorrow at the end of lunch is the last day to purchase a locker. Look for the table in the Commons.
That's all we have for today, Gators.
Come back Friday for another edition of Swamp Talk.